Adventure today it has been a heck of an adventure today. I am so sorry I am late. Um, but I guess everybody kind of does that once in a while, right? Some people more than others. I kind of wanted to just chat today. Um, Things aren't getting better. I genuinely, with all of my heart, thought that, once the accusations that were made against our beloved Baker um, kind of fizzled out because there was no reason for them, that things would just kind of go back to normal, just the normal regular trolling, the normal regular thing. And it didn't. It's gotten phenomenally worse. So much worse. It feels like there's no end in sight, no light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like that's been a pattern from the beginning. I know that sounds weird, and I feel like it's been a pattern. I don't feel like Jess ever wanted to be a nice person. I think she wanted to be Turtle Boy, but not in a good way. So I kind of wanted to go over trolls versus cyber bullies because there are clear differences. And we can't just call somebody a bully if they're just trolling. And we can't just call a troll if they're actually being a bully. There's differences in it. And like with Turtle Boy's case, there's the intent that matters. Like trolls, where they aim to annoy people, they're just trying to get a laugh, they're going for the lulz. Cyber bullies, they aim to cause real harm to real people. That's a problem. Hi, Dodo. How y'all doing? Hi, Mary. If there's maliciousness, and let's say we put that up against just mischief. Okay, trolls don't have malicious intent. Okay, let's take Pat Ford, for instance. Pat Ford does not have malicious intent. He's just a jackass. You don't have to like him. You don't have to love him. You don't have to hate him either. He's just a jackass. He's just going for the lulz. It's just a thing. It's just what he does. If people don't like it, they can ignore him. It's no problem. But a bully has a malicious intent to hurt. They want to hurt that person. And then I sat down and I thought, okay, so I've thought about this. He is King Troll. He is King Troll. He is. I sat, because I really sat and thought about this. I thought, is there a pattern? Because if there's not a pattern, it's not really this bullying thing. It's just not. But it is, because trolling is just kind of, it can be a one-off, it can be broad. Like Pat Ford is a broad troller. He trolls everybody, okay? There's nobody out of his crosshairs, nobody. He will troll anybody, anywhere, anytime. But he's just doing it for the lulz, okay? Bullying is repeated and targeted attacks. And we see that with this stuff that's been going on. We see these targeted attacks. And it ain't good, y'all. It ain't good. I don't think. Trolls will target groups. They'll target public conversations. But the bullies, they'll single somebody out. And they will, hi, Jen. They will single somebody out. And they will just tear them apart, limb from limb. And it's not okay with me. For me, it's not okay. The trolls, they exploit their anonymity. We all do, really, don't we? We love being anonymous, and we have every right to be. Nobody has the right to take that away from us. They just don't. Trolls kind of have a lack of consequences, because they're not going after somebody with this great intent to harm. Bullies, though, I think they act from being insecure, from this power imbalance that they feel and they want to correct. They want to feel like they are on top of everybody else. And sometimes it's a learned behavior. And I think I really do, I truly believe they enjoy causing people pain. It brings them joy. And sometimes doing something that brings you joy is harmful to another person. It's never okay. I don't want to feel like I'm lecturing you. I'm sorry, y'all. Usually it's all fun and games. But this is something I really sat down and I really thought about. And then I went out and touched grass and got on with my life. But I did. I really sat down and thought about this. And I thought, why not give my opinion? Everybody else does. Why shouldn't I? So the difference, I believe, is a troll. They just want to waste your time. They're just having the lulls. A bully wants to get you emotional. They want to get you upset. They want to make you sad. They want to make you humiliated. That's what they do. And that's what brings them joy, which is sad in and of itself. And sometimes I've sat and I've thought, how can it be possible for this person to not have progressed, or these people, as the case may be, past high school mean girl or mean boy mentality? I was watching a woman last night, and if I knew how to drop a link, sugars, I would. Okay. But I don't. So you're going to have to find her on your own. She's called Amy from Boston. Thick old accent on that girl. And I had never watched her before, but I discovered her through a post on Twitter. So I thought, she seems all right. I'm going to go check her out. So I went over, subscribed so I get the notification. And I went in and she really was kind of cool. I was like, oh, she's mouthy. She's sassy. She's not trying to hurt anybody. She's all right. And she's her own strong woman. But as I was watching, she told a story that she was being attacked by our lovely group of bunions. And she was being attacked because she was in a car accident. And hey y'all coming in. Hi. Well, she was being attacked because she was in a car accident. And she got thrown through a windshield and it did some pretty severe damage. And she had to have some, parts and parcels reconstructed. They went after that. They literally went after somebody who had been injured, who had been harmed, and who took care of it in the best way they possibly could. And that's what they went after, trying to hurt her. How can they hold their head up high or go to sleep at night knowing that that is who they are? Because I wouldn't be able to. And I'm pretty sure nobody in a chat room that I would have would be able to. And then we've got Arkansas Bestie. That little lady, she just wants to have a show where she can get to know people. She wants to learn about people, learn about what they do, what makes them tick, all the things in a productive way, though, not in a doxy sort of way. And she just wants to kind of remove herself from that bullying atmosphere. I don't think she's into it. I'm not sure she ever was. I know she was a part of all those things, but I'm not sure she was ever truly into something like that. I can't imagine. After watching her, I can't imagine. One of the bullies, and I am fully and completely imagining who, was saying quite loudly that she fully intends to dox her family, including her extended family, simply because Arkansas went on a live stream to have a pleasant conversation with a guy they don't like. And I'm sure y'all know who that is too. Maybe some of you were there. And that's disgusting. It's gross. It has no place in polite society. None of it. If she was just playing around and just being a jokey smurf and having a good time and just kind of, little jabs here and there, nothing malicious, that would be one thing. But doxing is dangerous. Okay? You don't know these people online. You don't know what they're capable of. Y'all don't know what I'm capable of. Yeah, I don't know what you're capable of. I'm sure and she's not going to be handing out my information. And I would greatly prefer other people didn't. If they do, well, okay. But still, this woman has children. She has a husband. She has a family and a home. They put her tax documents on Twitter. Why? Why would somebody do that? Honey, I believe it's illegal everywhere, Mary. I really do. I do believe it's illegal everywhere. As far as I know, I can't speak on the laws of every state. I know where we are. It most certainly is. But why do something like that? Because it's fun? It's not. That's just not okay. I'm sure Jeffrey Dahmer thought that, human kidney pie was real good, but it probably weren't. Then we got Cyber Chick. Y'all know Cyber Chick. You sure do. She was relentlessly bullied. Does anybody in this chat remember why Cyber Chick was relentlessly bullied? I do. I remember exactly why. Because she asked the Queen B word to not be maliciously name calling people. She asked her to try a little kindness in the chat, I believe. She wanted the name calling to stop. That's all she did. That was her entire crime. Her entire crime. She is to this day being sought after by these people. And now why? Because she said something to that woman that woman didn't like, and therefore it's time to send in the clowns. That's a problem. And we're going to come to that problem here in a little bit. Okay? Because what I want to know is, do they believe it makes them look cool? Are they aware that it just looks gross and stupid? Is it a mental illness? Should we be more empathetic to it? Look at the way we're reacting to the Lindsay Clancy case. What she did was an absolute travesty, an absolute tragedy. But we are sympathetic, we are empathetic to her because this was a psychotic break, a mental illness, and it needs treated. So if what this entire group are doing is like a shared kind of mass psychoses, should we be more empathetic? I mean, it's all big questions to me. Hi, Legal Tubes. How you doing? I'm glad you stopped by. Now, have y'all noticed when somebody leaves that grouping, that nest as it were, they are immediately gone, and they're gone after in many different ways and from many different directions because the clowns are sent in. I mean, and this is what I wonder. It's kind of like when people get into an argument, just two people, and one person starts yelling and name calling and saying, you're a this and a that and every letter of the alphabet. That's what you are. Do they think that that's going to make that person finally agree with them? No, it wouldn't me. Do they think that the screaming and beating somebody down, whether it's verbally or not, makes the person regret leaving? I can't imagine. I can't imagine. So I asked myself if we should all be asking ourselves, is this how their life is, though? And should we be offering them some kind of help? But then that wouldn't be received well. It's really a difficult thing for me to try and put the kindness section of my brain to work when I'm thinking of the evil section of theirs. It hurts my heart. It hurts my soul. And I do know I play around about them on here, and I'm going to continue to do so. Don't let me get to lying. Okay. I'm going to continue to do it because it's fun. I find it funny, and there's nothing ill intended, nothing malicious, no giving out information kind of thing going on. So I feel like, it's just a little jabs, a little fun and games. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. Another thing I noticed, and this is especially with Cyber Chick, okay? And you know what? What's Mary said here? A narcissist cannot think of anybody but them. Hard to imagine, but it's a fact indeed. They can't. It's not so much that they won't, if that makes sense. Makes perfect sense, Mary. It's exactly, you are wording beautifully what I'm trying to say in my own stumbling way. I'm stumbling through, y'all. I'm not used to doing a stream where I'm literally talking like this. In fact, I think it's the first time I've ever done it like this. So I'm kind of stumbling through, duct taping it together, babies. So with Cyber Chick, okay, and now Arkansas Bestie and others that we have seen in the way by, these are just what come to my mind immediately. If there's a disagreement, it is a mass onslaught. It is massive. And I asked myself, because, I've been kind of lurking about, been in a bunch of chats for a long time. And I'm asking, when did it become like that? Was it when the thing with Baker started? No, it wasn't. Because I really dug down deep into my heart and I really thought about it. I was like, she's really been like this. She hid it well during the trials, the Karen Reed trials. She hid it not entirely well, but better than this. But it's been like this. It really has. I mean, but I do remember when people were able to disagree and they would talk about it. Okay, they would talk about it and maybe do a stream together and discuss. There was none of this evilness. And I feel like it's what it is. It's just evil. I can't find another way to describe it. And I feel like maybe it's not just trolling and maybe it's not just bullying. Okay, now I'm not saying she's running a cult. I'm not saying she is. I mean, I've joked about it before, but I'm just being deadpan serious here. I don't think she is consciously running a cult. But are we not feeling a little cult-like behavior? Legal Tube says, I'm shocked by Messy Machado's narcissism, entitlements, and inflated ego. She is beyond. That girl has got an ego the size of hell and half of Texas and no reason for it. No reason for it, okay? None whatsoever. And Mary here is letting us know she's had a narcissistic injury that started making this worse. I didn't watch her, so I don't know what happened before Baker. Maybe a fight with her hubby, maybe bad coffee. Mary don't know. Facts. I've never been a fan. And that's what she likes to call her buddy, fans. But I don't know. This didn't start until the Coors Board started going in on Baker, and Baker didn't say nothing. So she decided to get the queen bee word involved, and that's when something had to be said, and it got all out of hand. But before that, I believe these things were going on. I do. In my heart, I do. And I feel like there is actual cult-like behavior. I'm not saying it's a full-on cult, but cult-like, okay? It's not just simply some satirical banter, with the mock eval like I did, because it's just fun, but maybe we should take it just the tiniest bit more seriously. Because if people are willing to place others in danger, real and true real life danger, by doxing, destroying relationships, causing employment issues, what else are they willing to do? What else are they willing to do to somebody to impress an unimpressive leader? Why do they find her so all powerful? Maybe it's time to take a second and maybe a more honest look at what the signs of a cult are. I mean, I know I played with them before. I wasn't all together, just doing this big serious nosedive into it. But I thought maybe I should look, because maybe my heart is overpowering my brain, and my brain is saying, "Whoa, this is kind of cult-like. This is weird." But how could it be a full-on cult? I don't know. Is an online cult a thing? Like, is it even a thing? I don't know. So I decided just to kind of look. So, yes, Mary, yes. Boom, yes. And I know I look all around my room when I'm talking, and I just kind of glance over at the chat, and I am so sorry I'm not catching on y'all. But Mary said, I'm so sick about what she did to law girls. Made my stomach turn. It did me too. And little law girl's just a little girl, little teenager. And I haven't seen hide nor hair of them in some time. But I don't get it. So I wanted to make myself understand better, because the better we understand something, maybe the less we judge it, maybe the less we make fun, and the more empathy we have. I just kind of wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to put my thoughts in order and kind of make some semblance of reason. I just wasn't sure what to do. So, of course, the first thing I did is what any good self-respecting person does. I asked AI, because why wouldn't I? I asked him to explain online, seemingly cult-like groups, because I wasn't even sure if it was a thing, if it existed. Pretty much every channel that y'all see me chatting in, every channel has been discovered through another channel. It's just been discovered. Through experts alone, I've discovered like 8 different channels on his alone, much less everybody else's. Having me a good time, just meeting people and enjoying. But AI said, "Oh, look, Kooky, I love you so much. You need to make me a video for both my songs. Girl, I'll send you some cash flow." Anyway, AI told me what they think. Okay, and given they're not always the voice of reason, but why not ask? So what it said was, small online groups can easily become high control, cult-like environments through digital isolation, intense peer pressure, and an infallible leader or core mod team. Warning signs include absolute demands for loyalty, hostility towards outside criticism, emotional punishment for anyone who questions the group's rules or beliefs. And that hit home. That really hit home for me. Now, you're saying hi, Bailey, and I don't know if you mean Bailey Love or Bailey my dog. Don't know. But yeah, so that's what AI said. Now, before I tell you the next part of what they said, I will say that when it said that, I thought, okay, well, I have typed other things in, and I know that our computers, oh my goodness, Grumpy. I know that our computers and our phones and everything are listening to us all the time. So what if it tailored an answer to what I wanted to hear? So I'm trying to keep that in mind as I'm going. Did it listen to conversations or what I have said before and then tailor it? It's altogether possible. When it comes to technology, the realm of possibility is always there. But I did ask it for some notable signs of what an online call might look like, because how could it actually be real? I'm still in my mind thinking this can't be real. These are just bullies. But I have had a run in with a cult before called 12 Tribes, and it really is, it's got earmarks, so I'm like, oh. So this is what AI said to me. And I have expert opinions coming up, but this is just what AI said. There's control and leadership. So it said, let me see here. It said the infallible leader or mod. It's the founder, the top streamer, or the head moderator that is always right. The users cannot question them. I believe we've seen this happen in the previous examples. And I mean, anytime she is questioned, it never ends well. Never. There's no room for doubt. When you ask the hard questions or you're showing criticism, it's treated as a betrayal, as toxic behavior. I mean, when people in chat tried to defend Baker, when they tried to defend Cyberchick, when they've probably, at least one or two, have tried to defend Arkansas, that girl has a conniption with a tail on it. Okay? An entire conniption. That's a problem. I'm going to show that right there because we all know that's true. Get them legal tubes. That is true. Speaking facts. Now, thought rules. The group has to use the same, say, catchphrases, slogans, almost like a verbal gang sign. Have y'all heard the news that I heard was that they're going to have a funeral for Arkansas Bestie because, like, she shouldn't have used Bestie, but now Bestie's overused, and they're going to have a whole funeral for this or whatever. And so, but before it was everybody say besties, everybody say bunnies, kind of like JFK did. Hey, besties, hey, bunnies, hey, bunnies, hey, besties. Can I get a 9,000 calorie drink? You remember that? When JFK did that, funny as hell. That boy really should lean a little more into that. That was funny. But, I mean, they do that. There you go, cacaw. Cacaw. That's one of them. What in the Samuel L. Jackson are we doing? Are we rabbits? Are we cats? Are we crows? Honestly. Good Lord. Pick a member of the animal kingdom and stick to it. Jesus. But it's almost like a verbal gang sign, right? Like, and it's like, oh, we're not doing this anymore, so we have to have a ceremony. What are you drunk? What are you drunk on? What are you sipping? What did the doctor give you? Can we all get a taste? Good Lord. I thought it was caca. This is why this is my kookums. Okay, this is just the kookums. I love her. All in my big toe. I love you. Now, what else would AI say that a cult like, and I'm going to say cult, say cult like online forum be? So they would have social and digital isolation. It's an us versus them mindset. The group claims they hold the only true inside. Outsiders are toxic, stupid, whatever. And that is the difference between the people that are sitting here right now and in other chats across this digital highway than the ones that are sitting over there. Because no matter what we say, if it does not regurgitate her words, we are wrong. Catherine, I'm going to put that on the screen, but I ain't saying that because it's dumber than shit. How did you type that with a straight face? Oh, you didn't. I see the smiley. Never mind. Lordy. Also, AI said they'll be controlling of your time. So they will have some pressure to like be there, be online, be there to defend, to be there every day, to put on the notifications to get every single update, be there for the queen, be there for the leader, be there for the person that tells you what to think and when to think it. And that is a tragedy, and we shouldn't be doing that, Turtlebot. Welcome, my babes. I really appreciate you listening and driving. AI also told me, and I know I'm using a lot of AI, but I promise you there is some actual medical expert stuff that I'm going to bring up and actually show to you, not just tell you about, okay? The manipulation and the shame. AI brought that up. The love bombing in the beginning, just like a narcissist would do. New users, new people that show up going, oh, this seems good. They're going to get an intense amount of flattery, of attention. They're going to get hooked in. They're going to get hooked in hard and fast, just like any good narcissist would do. Ask Jolene. She's the narc slayer. Ask her. She'll tell you that's probably their first go-to. You'll have some shame. I don't know. I don't know if it's shame she wants to put through or guilt. But what AI said was that the members who make mistakes, they get publicly called out. They get canceled, they get doxxed, and until they apologize, they conform, they get on their knees and lick her ample booty. And that's something else. The people who leave or get banned, like Cyber Chick, they're painted as bad people, broken, malicious liars. She doesn't want anybody. She doesn't want anybody listening to them. And one of the main forms of manipulation when it comes to online doxing or online manipulation would be through doxing. Because that is something that is a physical danger to people. Ray from Dallas, everybody. Hold on, I got to do something because he would do it. He would do it for me. I'm going to do it for him. Only I don't have all the cool stuff he does. So, hey Ray, how you doing, honey? Gave him a little turn up, So, I decided to go to a website and not use AI at this point. Yes, link right. As a matter of fact, anybody in here that's got a channel, Kooky, if you want to, honey, I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying if you want to and somebody's got a channel, put their link out so folks will go there and support them. I really think it's important, that people support people. And I learned that from Jimmy. I've learned that from Expert and several other people, Common Sense Investigator. I've learned it, Baker, everybody. I've learned it from several people being new here, that it is vital to support each other in this little thing we call our online life. To be there for each other, to encourage each other. People have been so good to me that I think it's important that this chat and myself be good to them. And I can't order you to do it. I can just ask. That's all I can do. But like I was saying, I decided to go to like a health and wellness website. I just wanted clarification. Okay. I just wanted, yes, all the Deb. I just wanted maybe a better understanding. Okay. So I got a definition from them. And I'm going to give you that definition. A cult is a group that centers around, and please keep in mind that we're keeping the mind cult-like in our mind. I'm not saying they're a cult. I'm saying cult-like, but these experts and such tend to use just the word. A cult is a group that centers around a shared devotion to a person, to a belief, to an ideology. These groups often require intense devotion, loyalty, and use manipulation and control to enforce and maintain power. Recognizing the signs that make something a cult can help people better recognize when a group crosses that line. Have they crossed that line, though? Have they crossed the line? I'm sorry if my sound is being wonky or whatever. I had to walk in the other room and I just carried the Chromebook with me. Have they crossed the line? In some ways, yes, I do believe they have. And in some ways, no, maybe they haven't. But they've done a whole lot. So what do we have here? Mary says, I think Jolene has had it with Jess. And she's with family this week, so we all need that funny here and good company to make it through. Well, I know that the things I'm saying today, they're not funny at all. You can also rest assured that they will be. And that Saturday night, Ray and I are going to have you all rolling out of your chairs. And I'm telling you, y'all are going to remember things that you never thought you would. Okay? Saturday night, 8 o'clock, it's going to be me and Ray. And we're going to be taking that walk. But we're going to take it on my channel. And we're going to walk down memory lane. It's going to be a good time. Good time. But back to this. Now, that website also had a list from the Cult Education Institute. Hand to God, I did not even know that existed. Okay, I didn't know. But according to the Cult Education Institute, there are specific warning signs to look out for when considering whether a group might be, it says a cult, I'm going to say cult-like. Cults are characterized by absolute authoritarianism without accountability. I believe that's in the basket. Zero tolerance for criticism or questions. I believe that is in the basket. Bailey Love, I'm in one of them down south, but in the real south, not the dirt. I'm in the dirty south, not like other people like Florida. I ain't in no Florida. Okay, I ain't in no Florida. Florida ain't the south. Florida is the north of the south. There is a lack of meaningful financial disclosure. Do we have that in the basket, or do we have that in the basket? Unreasonable thoughts about those outside of the group in the basket. Conspiracies and persecutions, again in the basket. A belief that former followers are always wrong, in the basket. They shouldn't be leaving. There's never a legitimate reason. And I'm going to have to put y'all mute. Please hold. I'm sorry to Machado you, but it has to be done. Sorry. I am entirely sorry that I had to Machado you. That was extremely important, and my dog was about to commit a doggy crime. So I had to grab her fast. Whew. So back to the list. There's an abuse of the members in the basket. Documented abuse by the leader or the group. A feeling that the followers get that they're not good enough just yet. A belief that the leader is right at all times. a belief that the leader is the exclusive means of knowing the truth or giving validation. And once I saw that list, I couldn't understand how anybody could join in on something like that. Hello, the great and powerful cause. So I went digging. I went digging a little further. You're right, Jen. She is never wrong. Never wrong. Well, I went digging further into that website, the health and wellness website, um, because I wasn't willing to accept that. Zach, be quiet and stop touching the ducks. They don't like it anymore. Okay? You're quacking them off. Anyway, I wasn't willing to fully accept the cult-like behavior as more than a joke. Like, it still in my heart, it was just a bit. It was still a joke. It was, just I was just saying it. You know what I mean? Like, it was all in a bit. I said how satirical it was several times during the stream. It was no big deal. So the health and wellness site had several reasons as to why people might join. So I thought, okay, I'll check them out. And it said they simply don't know. They simply don't know. Most people, it says, don't recognize that the group they're joining is a cult or cult-like. And that people who are attracted to those groups that are considered to be that way, they might actually be vulnerable. And they might have some heavy anxiety, maybe substance abuse problems. I get it. And that brought me back to, should we have more empathy for the people that, have joined it and the substance abuse problems? Just take a look at J7. Take a look at her. Her blood type is Coors Light. That is her blood type, honey. I mean, Lord. Another reason they gave was they have unresolved insecurities, which made me feel like, oh boy. So here goes my empathetic side again, that I want to feel sorry for these people that are under her thumb. And the site said that another study had found that many of the cult members experience attachment insecurity prior to joining a cult-like group. And their insecurities may drive them toward that group that promises them acceptance. And again, that felt sad to me. And my heart was going out to the Bunions that are doing all this to people. And I don't want my heart to go out to them, because I want to feel hateful. Okay. I want to feel hateful. And I just, at this point, I'm feeling kind of more pity than that. Feeling bad about it. And can we just get this up on the screen? Legal Tube said, can we just give a shout out to CSI Lauren, who always says what everybody's thinking? She surely does. Okay. I wish she lived down here, because we would name her the Mouth of the South, because she got it. She's got it. I love her. I love watching her. Cookie, I'm still figuring it out. Can we message together on X about it? Like I said, I'm new to everything. New. Them UT streets is dangerous. Oh, well, Bossy, I live in the South, so we love our Constitution down here. And you're a bossy Texas chick, so I know you love your Constitution doubly so, baby. Doubly so. Another thing it said, a reason, was because they have become isolated. And that once they've joined, they're usually kind of distanced from outside influences, which makes leaving the group kind of difficult, because they become dependent on it, and they develop suspicions about everybody outside of it because they're being conditioned to do that, which is, again, pulling on my damn heartstrings. And that's just starting to piss me off, like it's making me mad because I'm like, why am I feeling pity for these people? They're doing terrible things, terrible, horrible things, saying terrible, horrible things that no human being should ever say to another human being, no matter who they are or how they feel. It should never be done. And I'm finding pity in my heart at this point. At this point in my research, I'm finding pity. Another reason they gave is that they believe they're persecuted. And that's why a lot of people suspect that people that are in a cult-like environment are brainwashed. And I've used that word before. So that really piqued my interest. And it went on to say that there's some science behind the idea, and that the members are often being told that they're being persecuted by people outside the group, and it just simply ain't true. It just not. I mean, if that were true, would people be open arming for Arkansas Bestie? No, they wouldn't. Would people have open armed for Cyber Chick? No, but we did, didn't we? Because they wanted to go. And I'm telling you, sometimes the only thing people need in any controlling, abusive, or anything situation, the only thing that person really needs to leave is a soft place to land. And why are we as a people, as a group, as a community, as I'm going to say it, as a YouTuber, why aren't we willing to be a soft place to land? We are. We have been. And so convincing these people they're persecuted just simply ain't so. I mean, just ain't. Another reason they gave is that they're manipulated into it. And that's another actual major theory that they brought up, was that individuals remaining there, it's mostly sociological. The cult leaders promise to reward the members or tell them they're going to move up in the world within, convince them something good, really good's about to happen to their special little group. Does that sound familiar of what's been going around lately? I did, legal. I did. I'm a goofy Gus. I cannot help it. It's part of my sparkling personality. I'm playing. But these people being manipulated into it and being promised stuff. There's this little thing going around. Jess is like, oh, I'm about to sign this big contract. Oh, we're about to be this. We're about to blow up. We're about to. They're always about to. She's about to go to court, but she got a sniffle. She's about to go to court the next day, but her leg fell off. She's about to do everything in the world, but something else happened. I mean, it just is what it is. They're being promised that, I do believe. What do we got here? It feels like, though, JM is a J7 spicy misty wannabe now. Kind of. Another reason they gave, and one of the last ones they gave, is that they are being psychologically abused. Some of them involved are more like victims than members. And that's sad. And again, the pity's coming out, pissing me off. And it said that since they were subjected to the psychological manipulation that lured them into making these unhealthy decisions, and some of those unhealthy decisions, in some cases, has been self-deletion. And I'm not saying that that's a problem over there. I'm saying that's what this wellness site said, and that it's just something to kind of really think about before we go too hard on somebody. I said, okay, well, good thing I keep my making fun ofs pretty lighthearted, because I would really feel the guilt at that point. But there have been some really bad instances, okay? And I'm not saying that all this is what we have here, but still it's kind of like what we have, because if y'all remember, it gets overused and loses its meaning, which is why I'm saying like, you know, it's like, just kind of getting these meanings out there. And Bossy Texas Chick, it getting overused is the reason that I wanted to dive into a little research of my own and kind of contrast and compare, so that I wouldn't just be throwing something like that, because I thought the same thing you did. Woo! Am I just throwing a word? I don't like that. I don't like that about myself, throwing a word. I want to look at it. I want to learn something. But telling people, and I know some of y'all remember this, okay? There was clips everywhere. Telling people that you are literally God's chosen one, that he loves you more than anyone else, and you are doing his bidding when you're doing all these things, that is a dangerous thing to say to some people. Some people will take that fully and completely to heart. Look at David Koresh. David Koresh told people he could have conversations with God. He convinced people that the world was ending. He had more than 100 people move to a compound outside of Waco. They tried to arrest him, because of all the underage marriage and stuff. And ultimately 75 people passed, including him, because he did himself in. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying, look at it. He told people he was God's favorite. He told people that he was God's chosen one. He was doing the Lord's bidding. She said that to her bunions. She exactly said that to them. Forgive me, y'all, but I feel like that is a dangerous thing to say. That is a dangerous precedent to set. It's bad. It's not. Well, that was a different one. That was Jonestown. But yeah, they did drink Kool-Aid at Jonestown. They did all the things. They sure did. They also did away with someone who came there, an American representative that came there to check it out in Jonestown. They did away with him too. So there was a lady that I looked at. She's a licensed clinical social worker named Diane Botta. Okay. And I just want to share that real quick, because she also did an article on signs. And I didn't want to just rely on AI, just rely on a health and wellness website, right? So let me see if I can share this. Here we go. Okay. Did it share? Is it going to share? It's going to, I promise. Eventually. Come on up. Okay. So this is Diane Botta. She's a licensed clinical social worker. And she just wants to kind of help people figure out what the red flags are. And Bossy Texas Chick, recognizing the behavior is easy to spot. Sadly, the hard part is convincing the simps that go so hard, they just don't see it. You know what? That's true. Hand to the Lord, hand on my heart. Okay, that is true. The thing is there are some of them that I think if they were to take a very good and honest look, a good and honest listen, maybe we have lurkers, who knows? That if they took a good and honest listen, if they took a good and honest look, a good and honest read, that they might see it and they might understand that over here, There is a soft place to land. You're not going to be left twisting in the breeze. You're not going to be left flapping in the wind. Okay. You'll have a soft place to land. You will have people here that will embrace you and welcome you. So, a licensed clinical social worker, and I do have a full on psychiatrist next. So, she says cults don't always, and I'm going to say cult like groups. I'm going to try to remember to say that in this. It is an overused word, which is why I went into all this researching it to begin with. Cults don't always look dangerous at first. In fact, many cults present themselves as self-help groups, religious movements, social clubs, wellness programs, even business opportunities. I wonder if that means a brand. I don't know. They often promise belonging, purpose, personal growth, or secret knowledge. Over time, however, these groups can become controlling, manipulative, and harmful. Understanding the signs of a cult is essential for protecting yourself and others. This breaks down the most common red flags, explains why they matter, and helps you think critically about groups that may not be what they claim to be. Panda Bear is can I be honest? I 100% agree with this. I do worry that some of them that are just kind of shitty people will use the cult fog excuse after the fact for their shit behavior. We've seen that before. I'm gonna say this, Panda. If they want to leave there and they want out and they feel embarrassed, they feel humiliated, they feel ashamed of the things that they have done in her name, in her honor, for her to gain her favor, whatever. If they feel that kind of shame and humiliation and feel like they can't show their face because they feel that, and they feel like they need to say, it was a cult fog, I didn't realize what I was doing. Okay. I accept that, and I'm going to accept them because my heart's going to have to go out to that. If they are truly so ashamed of what they've done that they need to hide behind that so that they can land in a soft place, I can find the kindness in my heart to say, okay, Nan never gets forgiveness, Panda. Nan can go flap her ass right on wherever she's at. No, after what she did to Jimmy, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Nobody says that kind of stuff about Auntie Deb and gets forgiveness. Y'all can forgive all you want. Okay, but I don't have nothing but hard feelings in my heart for that one. That's for sure. So, Miss Bada goes on to say, before identifying warning signs, it helps to clarify what a cult is. A cult is not defined by its beliefs alone. Instead, it is characterized by extreme control over members, often exercised by a leader or an inner circle. Cults tend to discourage independent thinking, isolate members from outside influences, and demand loyalty above all else. Not every unconventional group is a cult, which is why I said we need to do this. As Ray would say, we need to take this walk. I needed to take this walk. Not every unconventional group is a cult. The key difference lies in the behavior, control, and manipulation, not how unusual their beliefs seem. Anybody can believe that the mothership is coming back. Okay. But if their behavior and their control and their manipulation over a large group of people dictates what they do with their lives, how they act and doing horrible things to people, then we're crossing lines. So number one, and not all of these fit. That's why I'm saying cult-like, not cult. Just kind of like the beer that J7 drinks. I've been calling it Cult Light instead of Coors Light. Little playful words. It's fine. They have a charismatic leader who is above questioning. They feel like she has the riz. I personally don't. All to their own. One of the most common signs of a cult is a leader who is treated as infallible, which they do for her. Did you see the way they were standing up like little meerkats, waiting for her to come online, after she went on vacations? Come on now. Do they know they paid for all that? Anyway, do they know they're sitting at home washing dishes while she's using their money? Shut up, Anna. Shut up. Shut up. This leader may be described as the only one who knows the truth, chosen, enlightened, or specially gifted. Someone who must be obeyed without question. The members are often discouraged or outright forbidden from criticizing the leader, and doubt is framed as weakness, ignorance, or betrayal. Now, why is that a red flag? Because healthy organizations allow leaders to be questioned, challenged, and held accountable. Accountability. When one person has absolute authority, abuse of power becomes far more likely. And yes, Jen, yes, you know, it wouldn't doubt me one bit if J7 goes down to Home Depot and fiddles her piddle thinking about Machado adopting her. I wouldn't doubt it for a second. Number 2, the us versus them mentality. Cults often divide the world into 2 groups, us and them. The outsiders may be described as dangerous, ignorant, evil, or manipulated. Members are told that only the group truly understands reality. And why that's a red flag is because this mindset isolates members and makes it easier to dismiss criticism. If everyone outside the group is wrong, then the members stop seeking balanced perspectives. It's a problem. Number 3, pressure to cut off friends and family. A major warning sign. Oh, wait. We can read number 3 in a minute. The spreadsheet. So much time she just wasted for these poor people. What spreadsheet? What you talking about, Willis? Was there a spreadsheet? This is how much I do not watch her. At least one of your fingers. Legal tubes. Oh, my Lanta. Okay, so Panda's telling us here. Moons and Spicy Misty have a spreadsheet they are presenting on Moons' channel about a conspiracy to take Jess down. What? Oh, my Lanta. Okay. I really do pity them. I believe there's a lot of mental illness happening. And wow. They're dead serious. Like, they cannot possibly believe that. Y'all what? You're playing with me, right? You're playing with me. That can't be real. I mean, what? Okay. Number 3. Blaming it all on Jimmy. What? They're blaming Jimmy. They can kiss every square inch of my butt. Every square inch, crease, crevice, and crack. Okay? I will say that double-barreled with my whole ample chest. Ka-pow-pow. Kiss all of my butt if you blame Jimmy for anything. Okay? Jimmy didn't get Jolene involved. Jimmy didn't get anybody involved. We've all been involved because we've all been having to put up with their insanely crappy behavior. I did this research to try and explain it and have some empathy. But when they bring Jimmy's name into it, my heart's having a real hard time feeling good about him. Real hard time. I'm still going to try. Let me try. A major warning sign is when a group discourages or forbids relationships with non-members. Does that sound familiar, y'all? Tell me if it don't sound familiar. Just go ahead. I'll give it a minute. Do. This can sound like they don't understand your growth. They're holding you back. Anyone who questions us is toxic. Here's the thing. I'm going to move on for a minute. Anyone who questions them is toxic. All right. Well, see, now on the sane side of things is what I'll call it. They can't say that. They call Valhalla all kinds of names. They call him toxic and many, many other things. He went on her show knowing that chat was going to be just cutting him down. But he did it. He did it to show kindness. He did it to show respect, to give a logical explanation, to accept a logical explanation, to be the voice of reason, which he is. And look at it now. Anyone who questions us is toxic. Why is that a red flag? Because it increases the dependence on the group, making it harder to leave and easier to control the behavior and beliefs. Ms. Bada goes on with number 4. Remember, this is a licensed clinical social worker. Yes, Valhalla was incredibly patient. The man does nothing but continue to impress me with knowledge, with patience, with generosity, with all the things. Does nothing but continue to impress me. And say a bad word about him? Absolutely not. Won't have it. Absolutely not. In fact, if anybody does say something bad about him, Kooky knows what to do. Kooky, get rid of him if I don't see it. Or y'all could just be like, hey, listen. Or I'll link them. I don't know. One way or another. Let's see what Legal Tubes is saying before we get into number 4. We heard it on the Moons talking about how she took over her channel for vacay or something. I think Jolene had it on about her creating spreadsheets and watching everyone's chats to report back. How much of a life do you have to not have? Anybody? Bueller? How much of a life do you have to not have? Thank you so much, Kooky. My kookums, you're the best. Thank you so much for linking folks in. I mean, honestly, I don't care. He deserves everybody. He deserves everybody subbing to him. Everybody in the world. What's this say here? Legal Tube says, oh my goodness, even the crack now. That will tell him I interpret for her fuck off. Well, yeah, she does. She needs to intercourse right off. I'm trying to use the correct words. Kooky, you are so good. You are so good. You're fine, baby. You're fine. You're fine. Number 4, control over daily life and personal decisions. Cults often exert control over seemingly small aspects of life, such as what you wear, what you eat, how you spend your time, who you can date or marry. Let's stop right there. Can you imagine where? You said something sincere? Oh my God, I got to find it. Where? Oh my God. Does anybody have a calendar to mark the day down? Kooky. Tribalism is human nature. Positively tends toward community. Negatively, it tends toward control and cultism. Zachariah. Oh my goodness. Let's see, August 13th. Okay, we got the date. Next year we celebrate the anniversary of Zach's very first sincere thing. I'm playing. I'm so sorry, honey. I'm playing. Lord. And then, what is this? You're so embarrassed. You should be out there interfering with ducks and saying sincere things. And then Moon sent Jess $100 super chat. And when she got back, Jess repaid her by sending her a $10 super chat. Healthy groups respect personal autonomy. Excessive control erodes independence and identity. Facts. This social worker is spitting all kinds of facts. And then we have number 5, discouraging critical thinking. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. This can't be true. I'm not even reading number 5 yet. We've got to know what's going on here. She told Turtle Boy his deceased mother talked to her. Now, are you just trolling? Are you just trolling? Did that actually happen, life? Did that happen? Okay. Did that happen? Yes, his deceased mother and God. No. Y'all are no. When? Oh my God. In heaven above. No. Okay. It's feeling a little more on the this might be the problem side. Whew. I needed a minute on that. That has literally taken my breath away. I mean, I thought her telling her chat that she was the chosen one was bad. This is very bad. This is real. This is white canvas sport coat with the arms in the back bad. Okay? This is I love me jacket bad. This is special floor of the hospital bad. This is a nurse calling for orderly bad. Okay? This ain't okay. Oh, Lord. Okay. Number 5 before my heart loses its mind. Discouraging critical thinking. If a group teaches that questioning is dangerous, sinful, or disloyal, that's a serious warning sign. You may hear phrases like, just have faith, don't overthink it, doubt comes from negative influences, research and outside sources will confuse you. Members are often told to rely on group-approved information. Yeah, they are. Critical thinking is essential for personal freedom. Groups that fear questions usually have something to hide. Are we seeing a pattern? Are we seeing a pattern? And this better be you trolling me, Jen. She wanted to be in charge of picking out TB's next girlfriend. Are you trolling? Y'all trolling me? Are y'all trolling? Y'all are honest to God making me speechless. Did you really, Kayla? Did you really? Well, I'm glad you did. And I wanted to go over this because it just felt like ever since I made the video, the live stream, and I was doing the signs of a cult and just kind of doing the mock psychological thing and just having a poking fun time. I really sat and thought about it. And I thought it may not be a cult, but it may be cult like. And that's when I decided I needed to do the research. And so I did. And I'm sharing it with you. Okay, number 6. What does licensed clinical social worker Bada have to say here? Manipulation through fear, guilt, or shame. Cults frequently use emotional manipulation to control members. This may include fear of punishment, failure, or rejection, guilt for not doing enough, shame for having doubts or personal needs. Members may feel that they're never good enough or must constantly prove their loyalty. Does it sound familiar? Does to me. Is boss Amy, honey, I got something to say to you, baby. Hold on. The red flag is that emotional manipulation keeps people compliant and dependent rather than confident and self-directed. Amy, baby, I took it upon myself, and I hope you don't mind. Didn't play a clip or nothing, but I took it upon myself to tell the story that you let us all in your chat know last night about these bunions making fun of you being in a horrible accident, that you had been severely injured, and that they used your injury and your reconstruction and you doing the best that you could do with everything you had and putting yourself out there as the best person you could be, that they used that against you as a tactic. And so I did take it upon myself to tell that story. I know it's your story, and I don't want to overstep. But I know it didn't hurt you. You know, you are a tough bird, but it hurt my heart. Okay? The whole time you're talking about it hurt my heart. And I felt like I needed to include you and your story in the stream. Didn't want to overstep. I was actually going to go into your chat another time and tell you I had done it. But I'm glad you're here so I could tell you what I've done. Hi, Baker. How you doing? I'm happy to see you here. So let's go over number 7. Licensed clinical social worker, BADA, is what we're looking at. And again, let me say for anybody that has come in, I am not saying they are a cult. I am saying they are cult-like. And that is what I am looking at as far as the research that I did, because I felt like when I did the live stream before, maybe folks felt like I was throwing that word out there when I was just playing and joking. But then it doesn't feel like playing and joking so much anymore after Amy's story and Cyber Chick's story and Baker's story and all the other ones. And Baker, I did mention you in the stream too. Didn't want to overstep, didn't tell the whole story, but I did mention they were not kind to you. So number 7 from this licensed clinical social worker. Many cults claim they alone possess special knowledge or hidden truth that outsiders cannot understand. This might be framed as secret teachings, revealed only after commitment. Higher levels of knowledge unlocked through obedience, a belief that all other systems are false or corrupt. And why this is a red flag? Because the truth does not require secrecy or loyalty to exist. The truth is the truth. It's not your truth, and it's not my truth. It is simply the truth. Thank you, Kookie. Thank you for doing that. When information is deliberately withheld or restricted, maybe receipts, that's also information, it's often used as leverage. Sub up to Baker, anybody who's not, he is absolutely the truth. I love that, Kookie. Thank you. Truth. I love it. Number 8. Social worker Bada lets us know there is financial exploitation or pressure. And I saw a post on X saying that Since Arkansas Bestie is no longer funding her show, she is asking anybody and everybody in that chat to send her money. Is this real life? Is this what we are doing? Okay. And I mean, and here's the honest to God truth. Out of all the people that are in here listening, I don't care if I'm getting hate views. Fact, I don't care. A view's a view. A view's a view. Hate it, clip it. I don't care. I really don't. If you want to pick on me, you're picking on the wrong one. I think you're just stupid. Okay. Number 9. Thank you for putting all those links out there. I truly appreciate it. Oh, let her do what she wants, Mary B. Let her clip me. What is she going to do? Drink a beer? What's she going to do? Get drunk over it? Pass out? Who cares? Cry to Kane? Lord. He acts like he agrees with her. Honestly, in my heart of hearts, I don't think Kane buys into a word she's saying. I think he's just egging her on because it's funny to him. That's what I think. Number 9, gradual escalation of commitment. Cults rarely demand everything at once. Instead, they use a slow, step-by-step process. Friendly introductions, small commitments, increased time, emotional investment, greater control and sacrifice. By the time the group becomes extreme, members may feel too invested to leave. That's sad. And the red flag is that this gradual approach makes manipulation harder to recognize. It's kind of like the frog in the pot. And can we just get a hallelujah for what Baker said here? Let me pull that up. I'm sorry I'm so new at this and I'm slow to pull things up. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Never, ever ask your audience for money. Make the content they want to support. I can't stand all this dry begging going on. Preach, Baker. Absolutely. I say as I have a thing scrolling across the bottom. But still, I just wouldn't. No. Lord have mercy. So then we have number 10. Leaving is treated as betrayal. Is that not, just that sentence alone, not hearing anything else that this social worker has to say? Leaving is treated as betrayal. It's right there. It's right there. And just that title alone says everything. It just does. In cults, leaving is not seen as a personal choice. It's seen as a moral failure. Do y'all want to tell me that this is not the exact same thing we look at? Okay? It's treated as a moral failure, shunned or ignored. Hold on to all of your hats, your chairs, your shoes. Hold on to your loved ones. They are publicly criticized and blamed for any problems in the group. Are we looking at the same thing? Are we feeling the same way here? This is it. This is right there. Let her play her horrible exit interview. The exit interview that never was. It never was. Her, I'm fitting to not exit because I can't live without y'all interview. I can't manipulate another community as well as I manipulated this little bunion here. So I'm just going to stay and say I'm exiting. Is that what it is? Okay. I'm going to pull this one up. Hey, everyone. Did you see today? She wants a cult and is trying to build one, in my opinion. She announced that J7 is pregged up. Why is she always drunk? Anyone besides me can see an issue with this as the amount of Coors Light. Does she understand fetal alcohol syndrome? Or is the pregged up thing just she's smoking like a freight train? She's not pregnant. There's no way. Y'all, I wouldn't believe a word of that. I cannot imagine any woman, even an insane one, puffing all them cigarettes and swilling down beer while there is a human life growing in their ever so icky womb. Okay? No. No, there's no. I would assume that that's to troll and to get people to believe it, to get people to spread it so that she can laugh at them when she's like, see, look, they believe what I said. And let me tell you, Wendy's got me. Let me tell you why I believe that it is a lie that is being used to make people say it so she can laugh at them later. I'll tell you exactly why. All y'all that were at Jolene's the other night, Jolene had said some stuff, and Machado just believed it instead of researching it and made an ass out of herself for being so lazy. And she repeated it. And Jolene started laughing and was like, ha, 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 they'll believe anything I say. Research it, you lazy heifer. Something to that effect. Not quote unquote. And so she's trying to do it to y'all. She's doing this to y'all. No, do not buy into it. Please, I'm begging you. I am begging y'all. Do not be a part of it. Don't. Then just use the common sense side of the brain. There's no way that any woman would be sucking down 6 packs of cigarettes a day and 2 cases of Coors Light. Okay? No. No. I can't imagine. I can't. And what did she do? Who said that? Wait. I'm trying to look at something Kayla said. Okay, I'm trying to see where this goes to. About the YouTube rules of streaming another streamer. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. So let me look at number 10 real quick. In cults, leaving is not seen as a personal choice. It's seen as the moral failure. And like I said, they were shunned or ignored, publicly criticized, blamed for the problems. The red flag in that is that healthy groups, healthy individuals allow people to come and go without punishment and without fear. Oh, look what we have here. We have Yamaha Biker who's throwing the shower. I didn't say anything about baby, of course, but she needs a lot of soap. Baker said, by the way, I have kept it a secret. The hospital stay was to get artificially inseminated. So tomorrow we will have a baby shower for baby Baker. My baby. Baker. Now you know that's not. Just all the rumors. Oh, Lord. They're going to say all the rumors are starting over here. Oh, Lordy be. So she went on past the reasoning of why people joined. She went past the reasoning of all those things, all the red flags, and she was like, some of these people are smart, right? Val Storm. Oh, Lord. Oh, we've got them talking business in here, Lord. And forgive my inexperience, but I have to stop for a minute so I can see that. A history. Lost. Oh my God. Okay. Why smart people can join cults. Why do these guys go? I'm trying to talk about a serious subject, and they're like, "We're gonna come in there and throw a party." Lord. Okay. A common myth is that only weak or unintelligent people join cults. In reality, Cults often target people that are seeking purpose or belonging, those that are going through life changes, idealistic, curious, or empathetic individuals. Cults are effective because they exploit human needs, not because the members lack intelligence. And I'll give them that. She's got some pretty smart bunnies over there. It's true. It's true. There are some smart bunnies. Now let's look at this next section. How to protect yourself. Well, we already know that. We just go into Expert and Baker and Volstorm and Valhalla and Shizzy, and we go to all them. We go to CSI, and we go into all those. And we stay the hell away from Machado. No. Did you guys read Pat Ford's resignation letter? I can never tell. Okay, Pat Ford is the king troll of all trolls. And just like at the beginning of this, when I distinguish between troll and bully, he's a troll. There is no harm intended in what he's doing. Okay? He's a chaos agent. There's no harm. He doesn't intend for anything to happen to you specifically, but I haven't seen anything about it. So can anybody send it to me on X? I would love that. So, Kookie, we're linked up on X now. So if you find it, I would love to see it because it's got to be funny. It has to be funny. There's no way, two ways around it. It's got to be funny. So we all know how to protect ourselves. The final thoughts on it that this licensed clinical social worker had on it is that awareness is your best protection. Cults thrive on secrecy, control, and silence. Your silence, not the leaders. Learning the signs of the cult empowers you to recognize manipulation early and make informed decisions. Healthy communities encourage growth, independence, and open dialogue. They don't require fear, isolation, or unquestioning loyalty. If a group demands control over your thoughts, relationships, or identity, that is not belonging. That's a red flag. That's a fact. Okay, it's a red flag. It just is. It just is. Okay. I'll put that up in a minute. I'll put it up in a minute. I'll only get this open real quick. So he denounced Kane J7 and some other. Good Lord. Was it Menners? It couldn't have been Menners. Was it Menners? Oh, my Lord. Somebody send it to me, please. So anyway, like I was saying, this licensed clinical social worker, okay, she's great. However, we have a doctor, okay, a doctor who has dedicated his life to the study of this very thing. It could be off topic. It's okay. Way off topic because I'm shocked. I just ordered from Amazon the haul side of it. Overnight, I just got all the goodies so cheap. Good quality. Well, all right then. Good job. But this doctor has spent his life studying this phenomenon, this thing that seems to happen to these people. And his name is Dr. Stephen Hassan. Now, just to introduce you to him before I pull up the article he wrote, Dr. Hassan is an American mental health counselor, okay? He is an expert on cults and undue influence. He is a former member of the Unification Church, and I'm sure that those of a certain age would remember them as the Moonies. Okay, so if y'all remember the Moonies, if you know, you know. Well, he left that group in the 1970s, and he has had a dedicated career to studying mind control. Okay, so that's Dr. Stephen Hassan. He's a real doctor, whole doctor, who has studied this for decades. Okay, decades. Let's take a look at him. I'm sorry this takes me a minute. Like I said, I am learning. Forgive me. Okay, so here is Dr. Stephen Hassan, PhD. This was reviewed by Hera Astroff Morano. It's in Psychology Today. More than welcome to go look. The key points of the article: no one joins a cult. They are recruited by systematic social influence processes. Destructive individuals and cults use deception and undue influence to make people dependent and obedient. Also, not all influence is bad. There is a difference between due and undue influence, and that's a point in this article. And I'm very glad that he's going to point this out because it's important. It's important to compare and contrast these things. Cult leaders are typically malignant narcissists. I believe the chat agreed on that, and want people who will be obedient to them. So what did Dr. Hassan have to say in his article? We happen to have it right here. Let's see. Am I sharing it yet? Let's get his tab open. And I'm going to let you see all this here. Where's our little troll? Where's our widow twirl? We have a widow twirl. I love a widow twirl. A little bingo hall twirl. Those little troll dolls that goes on the end of your pencil, and you spin the pencil real hard in between your hands, make his little hair go all over the place. There ain't nothing like it. That's what I think of when these people try to troll. I just think of spinning them on top of a pencil and just me until their hair flies. Those little bingo hall ones. So cute. Okay, so this is Dr. Hassan, Dr. Stephen Hassan, studying for decades. Here we go. Ever had an experience with a cult or controlling relationship? Ever had a friend or family member caught up in a black and white all or nothing conspiracy cult, multi-level marketing, religious or political group, online YouTube channel? To help them or yourself, you need to learn about how the mind works and how people can be programmed into a destructive authoritarian cult. Not all are destructive, some are benign. There are specific strategies, patterns, and behaviors used by cultic groups to recruit new members and manipulate and control them. The first step in keeping you or your loved ones safe is learning more about what a cult is, how they work, and the lasting serious after effects of being involved in one. And I think all of that is important. Put that right up there. And I've got to be completely honest with you, whether Nurse Kim believes that what I am saying today, describes what goes on over at Jess's channel or with all the people that she has in her orbit, whether she agrees with it or not. I'm sure that she would agree with her colleagues in the medical field that these are the signs and symptoms. She may not agree with what I am saying, but I'm sure that, she would agree with her colleagues that looking at signs and symptoms and red flags is an important part of protecting yourself. No matter what anybody says or how they feel, Nurse Kim in her heart is, I truly believe, a good person. And I do believe she cares, regardless of what she's part of that KMS business. I do believe she really does care. I do. Well, if you have an earache, I'm sorry. It might be my accent. Vulnerability and recruitment. Wait. Oh. Have y'all looked at what Kookums put? I love me some Kookums. Lord have mercy. No one joins a cult voluntarily. They're recruited into it. There's a lack of informed consent. Everyone has vulnerabilities. Possible situational vulnerabilities include illness, death of a loved one, breakup of an important relationship, loss of a job. Maybe they moved to a new city, a new state, a new country. Oh, maybe they just ran across a strange channel online and clicked on it and was like, huh, what's this about? Individual vulnerabilities may include high hypnotizability. Well, that's a $5 word, ain't it? That word's got a tail on it. Strong ability for concentration and vivid imagination. Learning disorders. Autism spectrum disorders. Hey, I resemble that remark. Excessive use of hypnosis, meditation, and other activities can induce an altered state of consciousness. These in turn increase susceptibility to being recruited by a cult unless there is strong critical thinking, media literacy, and good supportive network, which can help a person stay grounded. I know I found Baker by Googling where can I get involved in a cult and get good bread. And that's what AI spit out. That's what AI spit out. Yes, us people are insane. Why? Because we don't dox people, because we don't throw people's real names out online when they did not consent to it, or because we don't diddle our piddle in the middle of a Home Depot because there's somebody 4,000 miles away getting us horned up. Which one of those? There's got to be one of them. Got to be one of those that makes us the insane one. Or is it because we drink out of cups correctly that makes us insane? Or because we don't, if somebody decides they're not going to come to our chat anymore, we don't attack them and we don't send in the clowns. Is that part of what makes us insane? Please enlighten me. Enlighten me on what makes us insane. I'm waiting. Do, 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 do. In fact, we'll all just wait. We'll all just wait. You say we're insane, back that up. Say it with your chest. Give me both boobies. Give me both boobies. Say it with your whole chest. If you're going to say people are insane, you got that with your whole chest. Because what I'm saying today, what I've said this entire stream, I have said with my whole chest. So if you're going to come in and say that, you need to say with your whole chest, what makes us insane? The fact that we research something, we don't just believe some leader. We don't believe a queen bunny. We don't sit up like little meerkats waiting for their return from Cations so that they can bless us with their glowing presence. We don't do that. That makes us crazy. It makes us insane. Oh, well, I'm still waiting. Apparently, Mama, because I still don't see an answer coming into chat. Still don't see it. So you see what happens? You see what? Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Okay? I don't have a leader. Got that? I don't have a leader of nothing. I am the leader of me. I don't have a queen, no damn buddy. I'm the queen of this house. Okay? Matter of fact, my dog runs the show around here. Let's call a spade a spade. But I am just waiting. And we can do this right here. Well, I hope Ray brought plenty of the devil's lettuce. He's gonna need it. Yeah, Ray's supposed to have her own. Sure is. It should be interesting. I like the way Ray interviews. He makes that guest feel completely comfortable to open up. He makes them want to say all the things. And I love that. I love that he does that. He makes them want to just spill it. He's really good at it. So let her spill it. Let her spill it all. Let her explain why she is as crazy as she is. Because I cannot imagine Ray's going to let her go dogging certain people. Openly, just freely and openly dogging them. I can't imagine that. Not for the life of me. Anyway, this doctor, Dr. Hassan, who has been doing this for decades, other risks consist of learning and communication disorders. Oh, look, drug or alcohol problems. All we have to do is scroll any chat over at Machado's house, any chat, and we're going to find drug and alcohol problems. Any one of them. Any one of them. Trauma. Oh, look, another one for J7, unresolved sexual issues. Because I'm sorry. And Baker, I love you with my whole big toe. I do, honey. But I'm about to say this, and I hope you don't take it in any sort of weird way or how it's not intended. If some dude on another continent told me to go do whatever, wherever, however, I would tell him to swim his ass here and tell me that. I wouldn't care. Okay, there's no way. What? Like, somebody 4,000 miles away was doing this. Are you serious? I mean, it just don't make no sense. Ray will be here Saturday at 8:00. We are going to have an amazing time. Okay, we are going to be taking our walk back to the past. We are going to be going down memory lane. We're going to be taking the chat down memory lane. We're going to be doing all the things. And it's going to be a really good time. And I can't wait. So, again, phobias, that's another one. There are even 21st century contributors. So more modern contributors would be the COVID-19, the pandemonium. That was a big contributor to people just trying to find something to be a part of somehow. Severe economic disruption. Fact. People need somebody to be there for them. Isolation, lack of touch, social distancing, social and political polarization. Do you know how many times Machado blames her political views on people disagreeing with her? I don't disagree with her because she's a Republican. Why would I do that? Welcome to the fold, kitten. No. She is not a Republican. That's the problem. She's out here dry begging, being entitled, flat out begging. She thinks the world owes her a living. The world owes her something. That is not a conservative Republican. There, I said it. Bite me. Increased time online, internet addiction, recruitment into extreme conspiracy theories, and scams. Scams? Could it be? Could it be? In a vulnerable state, you may fall for one of the many recruitment strategies. Some take place in person, where you may meet somebody at work, through a friend, or through a community like this. You may find yourself recruited online from social media posts. Say it isn't so, Dr. Hassan. Websites, YouTube videos, discussion forums, dating apps, movies, video games, all the things. Say it isn't so, Dr. Hassan. Say it isn't so. I'm going to put this up real quick. You know, I had to comment on that. I was like, now he's the man who abused you for months. Get the fuck out of here. It's true. Just get the fuck out of here. Did you notice we still haven't got an answer to the what makes us insane question. Has anybody noticed that yet, or is it just me? I've literally been sitting here waiting. Anybody else notice? Still no answer to it. Imagine that. So, when Dr. Hassan says he's examining cults, he says, what exactly is it? It's destructive individuals, and cults use deception and undue influence, mark those words, undue influence, to make people dependent and obedient. A group should not be considered a cult merely because of its unorthodox beliefs. Absolutely. A group should not be considered a cult merely because of its unorthodox beliefs. It is typically authoritarian, headed by a person or group of people with near complete control of its followers. Preach. Cult influence is designed to disrupt a person's authentic identity and replace it with a new identity. There are many types of cults: political, religious, self-help, large group awareness trainings. Many cults can be like family or one-on-one, which, like Justin Alayan, nobody can tell me that family is not a mini cult. They're icky and sticky. Multi-level marketing, conspiracy theory, commercial, labor, sex trafficking, all the things. They have influence and control. Parenting. Can I just say, how many times has that woman called people bad mothers? Bad mothers. And then lets her own children beg online for her chat to send them things. Tell her, matter of fact, go on X or wherever you need to go, Jen, and tell her, screen grab away, please. Grabbity grab bag. Grab it all. I'm saying it with my whole chest. I'm saying it double barrel. I'm never going to know what she says back unless somebody clips it, because I'm not watching that heifer show. No way. No way. I want to sleep tonight. I don't want to see that. And what if the rumor is true? What if she's pregged up and you're sitting there watching her swill beer and suck down cigarettes? I wouldn't be able to sleep knowing that, no, I don't think it's true. Let's throw that out there. But if it were, that's what she's doing. Icky. Just icky. Yes, Panda, yes. Yes, yes. I stand 10 toes down on everything I say, and end of story. Yes, I do. Relationships, friends, family, community. There's another one right there. You can't be friends with anybody you want if you want to be friends with her. No. Same with J7. You can't be friends with her and be friends with Baker. Certainly not. Heaven forbid. You can't do any of that. No, you can't. Media, your advertising, your films, your social media, like I just said. Arkansas Bestie's getting her butt roasted off because she went and on live stream with Baker. So what? It was a members only. And so what? Everybody can go online and go on a live with anybody else they want. It doesn't matter. Everybody has their own personal agency. They can do what they want. It is to their own volition. As long as you are not harming anyone else, you're not doing anything wrong. And she was harming nobody. And I highly doubt that she was bad-mouthing people. I don't know. I didn't see. But I highly doubt it. She doesn't seem like she got out of that business just to go out and start bad-mouthing it. I don't get that vibe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I would readily admit it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Education. Well, didn't she say she went to journalism school? I don't know about that. Politics. We just talked about that. She uses her political stances all the time, even though She's not what she says she is. You cannot be a conservative Republican and dry beg online. You cannot be a conservative Republican and beg people to send you things. You cannot be a conservative Republican and think the world owes you a living. Think that people that watch you speak online owe you money. They don't owe you anything. Oh, business. Well, we know. Religion. Does she have one? I don't know. Psychotherapy. She needs it. Now, let me pause for a moment so we can give J7 time to get in here and clip before I continue, because she's gonna want to clip that rant. She's gonna want to clip that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pause for about 10 seconds. Give her time, give her a chance to clip that, without me saying something else she wants to clip. Because apparently my little unmonetized 500 subscriber channel is a big threat. Apparently. So I'm going to give her 10 seconds. Here we go. There. And yes, side eyes, at least she could say hi. I mean, after all, she is one of my beautiful subscribers, which is why my intro song actually has a line in it. YouTuber, you just got a brand new sub. she said, oh, let me go subscribe to this. Hey, I hate views of you, bitch. I hate views of you. Thank you for helping me get monetized. Thank you for your patroning. Woo! I hope she is clipping that. The intro, yes, Kookie's intros are amazing. I want Kookie to take my intro song and my outro song and put them to video. But she told me to F off. She told me to F off. Kookie did. Kookie right there. This one right here. This one right here. Didn't you, Kookie? I'm playing. Playing. I love you, Kookie, so much. You are so cool. So Dr. Hassan went on to say, but influence can be enormously positive and helpful, as well as detrimental. It is important to recognize the difference between due and undue influence. That's why I said mark the word undue influence. Due influence involves informed consent, your choice, your right to question, listening to your inner voice, and your freedom to interact with anyone, your free will, and your freedom to leave. Okay? However, undue influence is deceptive and manipulative. You are not allowed to question, and your inner voice is suppressed. It includes isolation and control, fear and coercion, and enslavement. Enslavement doesn't mean that whatever. They have to do exactly what they say, or you're going to have 7-Eleven coming after them. And so what? Who cares? What's she going to do? Stumble up to your door? Throw her cigarette in the yard? Yell some threats, and then when you open the door, run for the hills? No. Bullies like that, they don't. No. She just screams online. It's okay. People that scream and yell like that online, whatever. You're messing with a lot of Gen X people, and Gen X people don't give a damn about. We laugh at it. We think it's funny. Not you. You're not funny. We think it's funny, though, that you think you're funny, if that makes sense. Undue influence can present as subtle. For example, you are given the illusion of informed choice and control. More and more, I'm seeing clients who have been abused by use of hypnosis, neurolinguistic programming, especially by unqualified life coaches. Undue influence can alternatively be extreme and overt. such as in kidnapping or torture, which would be horrible. And for the record, I don't think they would do any of those things. I really don't. Not any of them. Not any of them. I don't think they have that kind of evil in them. I just don't. I think they're more, I'm going to say mean words. I'm going to tell somebody your name. Okay. And there's only about 1 million people out there that know my name. But all undue influence is destructive. It is also known as mind control or thought reform, which sounds very serious because it is. But undue influence is serious. It just is. Has anybody else yet seen that answer that we've been waiting on? The answer that asked, hey, what makes us insane? I still haven't seen it. Is it there? No? No answer. Okay. Well, I'm glad I miss it. Cult psychology. Oh, wait. This was funny. Hold on. Mary B., the silence with that German guy was deafening. I could not believe she did not answer, especially with the political influence in her county. How freaking fake is she? Which one, Roper? Cult psychology. Cult leaders want people who will be obedient to them and their rules. They look for ways to break people. They want people who will work hard and long hours for little or no pay. Oh, what did the Bunions do all week? Anyway, they want willing slaves. Authoritarian religious cults often use members for labor trafficking. Now, when the mind is controlled, a victim may appear happy and willing to suffer for the profit and benefit of the leader. For members, happiness comes from good performance within the group, along with elitist thinking. Mark that, elitist thinking. Believing they have the truth or the best way of life, but strict obedience is required. They are manipulated by fear and guilt and may be stuck with no way out. And that's why I was saying earlier, okay, people may feel like they don't have any way out from under Machado's thumb because they may feel like the things that they have done have been so egregious to some beloved people that nobody's going to want them around. Maybe they feel like they'll be isolated. Maybe they feel like they'll be alone. They won't be, okay? Any one of you has a soft place to land right here. You have a soft place to land. You would be surprised what a sincere apology that isn't filled with excuses, isn't filled with blame, blame shifting and all that, just a sincere and honest apology. You would be surprised how far that would go toward everyone. I mean, it just would. There's a soft place to land. If you want out, you don't have to admit it to them. You don't have to admit it to anybody. Just jump ship. Jump ship and change your screen name. They ain't gonna know. They ain't gonna know. Good Lord, they ain't gonna know. An identity change. Undue influence does not erase a person's old identity, but rather creates a new identity to suppress the old one. So think about that for a minute. You've got some people that are pretty darn awful now, but they used to be pretty darn nice. And that's an identity change, like it or not. After different types of manipulation, the creation of a new identity is done step by step by formal indoctrination sessions and informally by members, videos, games, movies, publications, social and digital media. Behavior modifications techniques are employed, such as rewards and punishments, thought stopping, control of the environment, be isolation or restriction from access to others. And then the new identity is reinforced and the old identity is suppressed. The lasting effects. Thank you, Dr. Hassan. We're in for it. Prolonged and intense coercive persuasion can cause identity disturbance. Commonly, there are many additional alter effects: extreme identity confusion, panic and anxiety attacks, depression, psychosomatic symptoms like headaches, backaches, asthma, skin problems, anger, guilt, shame, decision making dependency, fears and phobias, sleep disorders and nightmares, eating disorders, fear of intimacy and commitment, distrust of self and others, grieving the loss of your friends and family, delusions and paranoia. I think J7 fits that right there. I mean, she thinks Jimmy's out to get her, and I don't think Jimmy knows her name. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. I don't think Jimmy knows who she is. If he does, I mean, I don't think he gives a 27-cent crap about her. Loss of life, meaning, or purpose, and PTSD. Excuse my dog. Babe, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Other humans live on Earth. Come here. I know. They're not coming in. They're not coming in. She a big girl. She a big girl, y'all. That's a big girl. she loves her mama. She can't help it. Are you okay, girl? They already know. Everybody knows you. Everybody loves you. Don't get her wrong. She may bargain, but all the neighbors love this dog. Okay, so he finishes off. In an era when cult mind control is ever present and growing, it is essential to better understand the basics of cults in order to combat their influence. The first goal in educating ourselves is prevention for ourselves and others. But if you have been affected, everybody has, recovery is possible. And if your friends or family are involved in a destructive group, you can help rescue them from harm. So just continue to learn about the cults and how they work. Where possible, reach out to former members. Reach out to Arkansas Bestie. She was y'all's friend. And she left because it's just too many things, okay? Reach out to her. And not to be mean, but to talk about it. To look at the point of view with an open mind and an open heart. Plus, there are many reputable resources available, including websites, books, online courses. Girl, cult experts that can help. So that's what Dr. Hassan had to say. Now, we heard from a licensed clinical social worker. We heard from Dr. Hassan. We heard from a health and wellness website. And, of course, at the very beginning, AI. Yes, my puppetto. Chloe looking for where the dog was. Well, she's got herself one heck of a mouth of chompers here, but she wouldn't, not without commands. She's a well-trained animal. She is trained to alert me to other people's presences around my house. She does a good job, y'all. She does a real good job. Girl, quit looking. They're gone. You can wag your tail again. Lord have mercy. I cannot wait to go get myself a camera so I can introduce this beast. Because she's a beautiful, loving little girl. She's a sweetheart. She's a sweet girl. Anyway, so we looked at all this, and throughout this whole thing, I tried very hard to have a theme of empathy. I tried. I didn't make it the whole time. Okay, what is that? Nefarious grizzly jumped up and barked at the TV. Aw. But I did. I tried. And I've got to say that there is a lot of empathy in me. I feel sorry for some of these people. And this is going to shock some of y'all. And that's okay. I have a lot of pity for J7. I don't know why she has this obsession with somebody that she literally calls a queen, or that she will attack people because they don't like somebody that's absolutely unlikable. Um, I don't understand. I don't understand why she has no kindness in her. And people say, "Oh, she's a good person." When? Can you name a time that anybody else but you, person saying that, has ever seen her be a good person? Because none of us in here have seen it. None. Not that I know of. If any of y'all have, please let me know. I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't want to, overstep the bound. Has anybody seen her be a good person? We have seen her pretend to be a good person to get in with somebody. And I have a lot of pity for somebody that has no kindness in their hearts. Mary says, in my opinion, it's because she has addiction and a cluster B personality. And like Mary said, that's her opinion. I believe, bless Texas, I firmly believe that. Baker says she didn't hit the beagle. That was kind. I mean, she did say she knocked on the beagle. I'm hoping she meant door. But I have some pity. I do. I have some pity in my heart for J7. She wanted attention so bad that she was willing to, number one, look to another continent for it and consider a little phone bone a whole ass relationship. She was getting ready to go buy herself a ring. Baker didn't even know about it. He didn't even know that this phone bone had become some kind of relationship. All of this happened in her head. She had some kind of movie play in her head that had an ending that nobody else knew was going on. And you have to pity that. You have to have some kind of empathy in your heart for that part. And then she just went after him full steam ahead because somehow, some way, she thought that was going to bring him back to her. And it didn't, did it? Let's see. Mimi says, I stepped away from Machado twice and found myself going back to her channel. And then after all this drama, I felt so stupid. It was Nefarious that told me not to feel stupid. I appreciate reaching out. Don't feel stupid. Don't. Please don't feel stupid. Haley says, I don't. She's a foul-mouthed, nasty little bish. The stuff that comes out of her mouth about everyone is vile. It is. It is. I do have pity. I'm not going to lie to you. I do have pity. I do. For her, I have pity for all the Bunions because they really are being manipulated. They really are in a position to where they know, they've seen it, and they know that if they walk away, if they ever say one word against either of them, that they are going to get dragged. And maybe they can't accept that. Maybe they aren't, thick-skinned enough for that, because even the thickest of skin can be broken. Maybe it's going to break their heart if they've got 2 or 3 of them they consider really close friends, but the rest of them they find vile and they want to walk away. But if they do, they know they're going to lose those friends if they don't walk away with them. Zach, get out of the duck coop. Get out of the duck coop. Get out of it. Quit interfering with the ducks. I don't know if I believe Kane or anyone else when they say J7 is a good person. I don't know if I believe that because I have not one time seen it. The only thing I've seen is her being hateful, her being just mean, awful, dragging people. You know, like, I promise you right now, let somebody let me know that she used just 4 seconds more of my stream without transforming it than is allowed, and I'm coming back for you. I'm coming back for you. I'm going to take that away from you. I promise you I will. I don't think anybody else should ever do it, but to you, I think everybody should. 4 seconds more. You can have 3 seconds. Yes, you can. More than you're allowed. 4 seconds more than you're allowed. And I'm going for it. Okay? Let's put that out there because I'm tired. Now, you transform it. Use as much as you want. I think that your audience, J7, since I know you're watching, my wonderful subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love that you love me. I think that your audience deserves to understand that these are the signs they need to look for. These are the things that happen. It happens to smart people to not feel dumb about it. Don't feel stupid. And the fact that they have a soft place to land, that they have a place to be accepted. They have a place. Okay. You know, they don't have to stay in that they don't have to stay in that cooped up closet. They don't have to stay in that smoke filled room that probably smells like stale beer from 4 weeks ago. They don't have to stay in that. They can come over here where people get to laugh. They get to have fun. They go to Friday Night Live and they just have a ball. They go to Baker's and watch as his happy face becomes his mad face, and his mad face becomes his annoyed face, and his annoyed face becomes overjoyed, and they all look the same. They get to go experience that, and it's wonderful. They can go learn about shrimp at Valhalla's and other fish and other animals and little goaties and all the things. They can go to Shizzy Whiz Nuts and they can get all the cool songs and have a good time. They can come over here and tell Zach to stay the hell away from the ducks. He's got to stop interfering with the ducks. They can go over to Lauren's house and get just telling it like it is the whole time. Beautiful girl. They can go over to Something's Off and just enjoy the phenomenon that is Rebecca and Mel. They can go to Classroom 203. There's so many soft places to land. So many. So definitely clip it. Let them know. There's a million other places you could be. Sitting in all the negativity. It's gross. You're just wading through the septic tank. It's all you're doing. It's nasty. Can you imagine spending all of her time screaming at people she's never met, screaming at them instead of saying, hey, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right here in front of people in my own chat that disagree with me wholeheartedly. I have pity for J7. I pity her. She is impossibly indoctrinated. And I can't imagine how she's going to get out. Someday she will. I don't know how. But she is impossibly indoctrinated. she is between a rock and a hard place with this, and she doesn't realize that she is basically the frog in the pot of water that Jessica Machado has set on boil. And she doesn't know what's about to happen. And she doesn't know. I think maybe the beer has done something, or there's some kind of mental illness happening. Broken Baker says, Bay Harbor Beauty is here. Remember to constantly say her government name and mention how she is just not nice and doesn't answer mails. Bay Harbor Beauty, hello. I have heard good things. I have heard very good things about your products. There are no fervent breaks here because I don't know how to do it. I'm new. I am new to this. This whole thing, this entire chat and this stream is running off a couple of spurts of WD-40. Okay? I have no clue. I don't even know how to drop a link in the chat. Kookie's been doing that. I just don't know. It's okay, though. It's okay to be new. It's okay to be learning. It's okay to be an inexperienced streamer. All those things are okay. It's just, that's what it is. You know where I learned that from? Expert, Valhalla, Jimmy, all of them. Because they encourage people. They don't say, hey, this person needs taken down. None of them ever once. Ever. They've never said anything of the sort. I don't know why they're being accused of it. Well, because lies are the thing to do over there. But still, why? It doesn't make any sense. They would never do such a thing. Never. Yeah, y'all definitely get subbed up over at Bay Harbor Beauty. Okay. Now I haven't used any of the products, but I've heard real good things about it. Okay. From Expert, White Rabbit has mentioned it. Jimmy has mentioned it. Isn't there like a little gel, that water gel skin stuff for the face? That was the one Jimmy liked. Oh, Lord. Okay, Bay Harbor Beauty says, maybe the products can fix your gallbladder problem, Broken Baker. Oh, my goodness. If that ain't it. Hydroplump Longevity Essence. That's the water gel when you're talking about. Hydroplump. Oh, the site's not coming up just yet. I tried to pull it up. Hydroplump. Drink castor oil. You drink castor oil, Zach. I think he did. Didn't he like a toner? I know he liked that jelly stuff. I'm sure he said he did. I'm sure he said he did. And didn't White Rabbit like the that cleanser? Didn't she steal that from Expert? Steal it right away from him? The hydrating water gel moisturizer. I bet that's the one. I bet that's the one he was talking about. Yeah, I'm thinking about ordering the cleanser from White Rabbit's recommendation of stealing it from her husband. And the water gel stuff, whatever it was that Jimmy wanted, I'm thinking about ordering those. Cleansing balm, Sake cleansing balm. Yeah, that was the one White Rabbit was talking about. But yeah, honestly, y'all, she's got some good products. Like, people are saying all kinds of good stuff about it. Well, most people, because you see, again, let's do like Nan says and harken back to where we were. Jess Machado just loved it until Bay Harbor Beauty was in somebody else's chat. And then, my goodness, that will not stand. Horrible. Horrible. I mean, it's just, I'm not saying she's a cult. I'm not, but cult light, you know, like they definitely had a little can of cult light. I can't imagine it. I just can't. I can't with these people. It's amazing to me um how anybody has fallen this deeply into it. But when I did the research on it and was looking, through actual medical professionals. Hold on. You have permission to play my music on your streams for breaks and palate cleansers. Kookie, I don't know how. I don't know how to do it. I really don't. I know how to put one of mine on there because I went around my ass to get to my elbow to figure out a way to do it, but I don't know how. I really don't. So, okay, it is just about time here. There is an appointment that I have here at the house at 4 o'clock, and it is 3:45. So I do have to end so that I can get the canvases and the paint ready. So I've had a good time here with y'all. Wait a minute, Wendy said something. Yes, pregnancy is a lie. No idea, but example of how they behave. Well, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine that even as bad as J7 is, okay, even as bad as she is, I cannot imagine that if she were with child, that she would drink or smoke or poison that baby in any way. I cannot imagine. I really can't. My heart wants to believe that she would take her role as a mother very seriously and that she would protect that child with even more venom and more sass than she does Machado every day of the week. So I leave you with that, and I'm going to leave you with the outro song that I put together. I did words for it, so you're going to know it's cheesy. I let AI do the vocals and the music because you don't want to hear me caterwauling. But I did write the words, and I did it just for you guys. Okay? So if you think it's cheesy, that's okay. I don't mind you thinking it's cheesy. But I still want to share it with you because if I had to write it, you have to hear it. Okay, let's get it going as soon as it comes up.
The screen is glowing, the chat is moving fast. We built a little world, made the good times last. You are all legends. You chose to spend your time with me, and sharing all these laughs is the best part of my week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. You turn a quiet room into a stadium of cheer. I appreciate the hype, the raids, and every single view. This stream is nothing special if it isn't filled with you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. But the screen is getting warm, and the midnight oil is burned. We leveled up the hype, and every victory was earned. Now it is time to close the tabs The raids in every single view. The stream is nothing special if it isn't filled with you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. So go outside and log offline. Let your eyes take a rest. Go touch some grass, breathe the air, do what you do best. The sunlight is waiting, the real world is calling your name. We will be right back tomorrow for another round of the game. Thank you for watching into a stadium of cheer. I appreciate the hype, the raids and every single view. The stream is nothing special if it isn't filled with you.